The Northern Sea Route represents an enticing geographic shortcut between Europe and Asia, capable of reducing travel time by up to 40% compared to traditional routes. Yet these icy waters remain largely empty of giant cargo ships. So what prevents global shipping companies from using this promising route? The answer lies in a complex mix of historical, geographic, political, and economic challenges. The idea of crossing the Arctic is not a modern one. For centuries, the dream of finding the Northeast Passage captured the imagination of European explorers searching for a direct trade route to Asia. These voyages were extremely dangerous, as sailors faced brutal ice, violent storms, and deadly climatic conditions. No explorer managed to cross the passage completely until 1878, when Adolf Erik Nordenskiöld's expedition finally succeeded. Although his ship was trapped in ice for nearly a year, ironically, this achievement came at the wrong time. In 1869, the Suez Canal had already opened, revolutionizing global trade by offering a warm, direct maritime corridor between Europe and Asia. A few decades later, in 1914, the opening of the Panama Canal reinforced this reality. Together, these two canals permanently reshaped global maritime trade and made northern passages seem like relics of another era. Weak points and crises. Despite the dominance of the Suez and Panama Canals, recent events have revealed how fragile these vital routes really are. In March 2021, the massive container ship Ever Given ran aground in the Suez Canal, blocking it for 6 days and costing the global economy billions of dollars. Geopolitical instability in the Red Sea, particularly Houthi attacks on vessels, has also forced shipping companies to avoid the Suez Canal and return to the much longer route around Africa. At the same time, the Panama Canal faces a different challenge. Severe drought has forced canal authorities to reduce daily transits from 36 ships to just 18. These crises have revived interest in the Northern Sea route as a potential alternative, especially as Arctic ice continues to melt at an accelerating pace due to climate change. Some vessels, particularly Russian and Chinese tankers, have already begun using the route more frequently to transport oil and natural gas from Siberia. From an economic perspective, the numbers clearly highlight the route's appeal. A voyage from Russia's port of Murmansk to Yokohama, Japan, via the Northern Sea route takes about 10 days, compared to 22 days through the Suez Canal and 29 days around the Cape of Good Hope. The route also shortens the distance from roughly 14,800 miles to just 6,600 miles, a reduction of nearly 45%. In addition, the Northern Sea route offers an environmental benefit. Lower fuel consumption means lower carbon emissions. Despite these clear theoretical advantages, the practical reality of navigating the Northern Sea route presents enormous challenges that make it an impractical option for most global shipping companies. First, extremely high operational costs. Sailing in Arctic waters requires ships with reinforced hulls that are internationally certified for ice navigation, ice-class vessels, which are far more expensive than conventional ships. More importantly, most sections of the route require mandatory escort by Russian nuclear-powered icebreakers, a service for which Russia charges very high fees. In addition, Russia imposes extra charges for using its ports and related infrastructure. In Canada and Scandinavian countries, icebreaker fees range from $2,700 to $7,600 per operation. Second, politics, sovereignty, and major geopolitical risks. Russia considers most of the Northern Sea route to be part of its internal waters and enforces its own navigation laws, an approach disputed by many Western countries. This legal ambiguity creates significant uncertainty, as companies fear arbitrary fees or even the detention of their vessels amid international tensions and economic sanctions. There are real concerns that Russia could use its control over the route as a political tool to pressure other nations. Third, natural, environmental, and climatic risks. Even during summer, melting ice does not mean completely safe navigation. Drifting ice can pose serious dangers to ships, and the region is known for severe storms, dense fog, and unpredictable weather. Search and rescue infrastructure, ports, and medical services are almost non-existent along this vast and desolate coastline. In the event of an emergency, rescue operations could take an extremely long time. Fourth, limited and seasonal economic viability. Due to the high risks, insurance premiums for ships and cargo are extraordinarily expensive, consuming much of any potential savings in fuel and time. Moreover, the route is only open for a few months each year, typically from June to September, making it unsuitable for regular year-round shipping lines. Fifth, geopolitical competition, militarization, and international conflict. The Arctic is no longer a remote and peaceful region. It has become a stage for competition among major powers, particularly Russia, China, and Western nations. Russia has significantly expanded its military presence along the northern coast, while China has shown growing interest in the region. Between 2022 and 2024, Russia and China conducted 27 joint military exercises in the Arctic, 16 of them at sea. This militarization and rivalry further increase instability and risk. Economic and trade impacts. The consequences of not using the Northern Sea Route extend beyond individual shipping companies. They have broad economic implications for global trade as a whole. Reliance on the Suez and Panama canals means that any disruption to these routes has a major impact on the global economy. As demonstrated by the Ever Given incident, the closure of a single canal for just a few days can cost the world economy billions of dollars. This highlights the importance of developing real and reliable alternatives to traditional maritime corridors. Alternative options and solutions. In response to the challenges facing traditional routes, some companies and countries have begun exploring alternative options. These include developing infrastructure at alternative ports, investing in more efficient maritime transport technologies, and even reconsidering global supply chains. Some companies are also exploring the use of land routes and railways as alternatives to maritime shipping altogether. However, these alternatives come with their own costs and unique challenges, and are far from a magic solution to the core problem. Despite all current challenges, it is important to remember that the situation may change in the future. If international relations improve and new international agreements are reached on managing maritime corridors, the Northern Sea Route could become more attractive. Technological advancements may also reduce the cost of sailing in icy waters and improve ship safety. Additionally, if ice continues to melt at its current rate, the route may remain open for longer periods each year, making it a more practical option. Practical, political, and environmental challenges continue to make the Northern Sea Route an impractical choice for most global shipping companies. Russia's control over the passage and the absence of an international regulatory framework mean the route is likely to remain specialized for Russian use rather than becoming a truly global commercial corridor. Ultimately, shipping companies must choose between known, manageable risks, such as piracy in the Suez Canal, and uncertain risks in the frozen north. And the former still appears to be the safer option.